We have an update to a previous story we reported on. Recall the Utah women's basketball team. There were plenty of folks who doubted the accusations made by the team's players, coaches, and extended staff that the squad was racially abused in the state of Idaho, specifically the city of Coeur. And that was after the NCAA would move their logic. The security cam video of the team is via Hunter Bertram of KXLY4 News. These actions by locals followed a trend locally by extremists who, per the reporting, have met with politicians at the state level and even proud white nationalists like Dave Riley, who you'll see momentarily. The team was seen at Crafted Tap House and Kitchen.
2 lifted pickups were revving their engines and speeding by. The report states the trucks turned around and yelled a racial slur towards the group, some of the members African American.
After dinner, it happened again. According to the police report, the drivers of 2 trucks revved their engines and yelled the N-word.
The vehicle drove by and several racial slurs were yelled by the occupants.
We're going to bring this press conference to a close.
Evidence room outside of the evidence room. Great before policy
Let me just say this. There is another law called the verbal assault law. This press conference is ended. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, you made it.
Via Duggan reports, here is Riley interrupting a press conference. He is a known white nationalist in the town and even gave tips to those who were at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville that would take the life of Heather Heyer and injure many more.
You had some very bad people in that group, but you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Racism is real, and it happens, and it's awful. It was really unfortunate and disappointing and upsetting and all the things when this experience shouldn't be any of those things.
Utah head coach Lynn Roberts would address the media afterwards.
The NCAA and Gonzaga helped the team move to a new hotel as a safety precaution. The FBI says they are prepared to investigate. We
now have an update to this story, but let me just preface this all by saying to the users like John Nar 8304, Team America 5987, and God's Child 4988, the rest of this clip is dedicated to all of y'all that commented foolishness on our previous video. Via ESPN and the Associated Press, police investigating alleged racist incidents against the Utah women's basketball team when it was near its Idaho hotel while in town last month for the NCAA Tournament say they found an audio recording in which the use of a racial slur was clearly audible. Coeur d'Alene police have been investigating the racist abuse and now say that they have collected approximately 35 hours of video from businesses in the area, wrote CNN's George Ramsey. This week, police announced that detectives are trying to identify a silver passenger car that was in the area when the incident would occur. NBC would also report that it wasn't just the Utah women's basketball team that was at the scene. It was also team personnel, of course, but band members and the cheerleading squad. So while we continue to have the storyline be the Utah women's basketball team, there were many more affiliated with the university that heard this. Tony Stewart of the Kootenai County Task Force on Human Relations would say at the news conference, "We condemn in the strongest terms those horrendous acts of hatred. If the perpetrators can be found, we call upon them to be prosecuted. There is no place in our communities or in the United States for such horrific acts." Local police would say, as transcribed by The Athletic. I'm going to read this quote. "While we're still reviewing evidence, it appears the use of a racial slur occurred more than one time." That is the police saying this in a very divisive area in the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you why. This is a divisive area. More from Jenna West. U.S. Census Bureau data from 2020 shows that the residents of Coeur d'Alene are largely white, with black people making up less than 1% of the population. More people reported themselves to be Asian or Native American, and about 5% said they were Latino. The city has a history with extremist groups, its mayor said in 2022, when 31 extremists were arrested after being found near a LGBTQ pride event in a truck with riot gear and a smoke grenade. NBC News would add more. Coeur d'Alene and northern Idaho have become known for their extremism and proliferation of racist groups. The Aryan nations and other white supremacist groups have terrorized the region since at least the 70s, according to the SPLC. As cited previously as well, members of the white supremacist group Patriot Front were arrested in 2022 at the LGBTQ plus event. 31 of them were arrested on suspicion of conspiring a riot, according to the spokesman review of Spokane. My thoughts are this. There was a mishap by the NCAA by putting a basketball team with many members who are not white in a town that has a history such as this. And the reason they did it was because they said, oh, there's a really big volleyball tournament in Spokane. Let me ask you this. And I'm not saying any team should be there. But my question is this. Would the men's be forced to go to Coeur d'Alene, which is about 30-some minutes from Spokane? The answer, of course, is no. It's because it was a women's basketball team that they thought, oh, we'll just put them there. There should be a task force that the NCAA has to oversee where they are placing teams if it can't be in the host city. They really need to have this, if they don't already. The other part that I find rather interesting is I believe the governor of Idaho, his name is Little. Let me look. It is Brad Little. I just wanted to make sure his first name. He is the kind of guy who will say racism is terrible. It's horrible. It's it's a strain on society. And yet this is the same guy who will pass legislation that is rooted in racism. I mean, the storylines write themselves. This is an embarrassment. Everybody should be embarrassed for putting this team through this. And I truly hope the perpetrators are not only caught, but prosecuted. If there are any stories we missed, if there are any that you, the viewer, would like to submit, get at me and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. DMs are open. Support the channel. All of our content is free. It's the least you could do. Become a paid channel member and or go to tyt.com/join to support the network as a whole. Thank you so much. Have a great day.